Welcome to Back in the Room. My guest today is a very funny comedian, a buddy of mine, Spencer Tegtmeyer. What's up, man?
Not much. How
How's
are you?
I'm good. How's the Manhattan?
It's good.
Yeah. Not a big Manhattan guy, but I figured to mix it up a little.
Yeah.
You know, sweet vermouth and whiskey and bitters and cherries. Can't go wrong with that. This is going to be the whole interview, by the way. We just kind of sip these and don't really talk. No, just joking.
I can do that.
No, it's cool. What have you been up to, man? You're working up here, I know, a little bit. You're doing the open mics. What did you do last weekend?
Last weekend, I think I worked up here 3 times.
Okay.
And then on the one day I didn't work here, I came up and hang out.
I nailed it. I was just guessing, but yeah.
That's what I do most weekends.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I was in Kansas last week, so we had to reschedule. Sorry about that. But Olathe, Kansas, I wouldn't recommend it that much. It was mostly just the work I had to do. It wasn't fun, but, what are you going to do? But now I'm back, and we're doing a podcast. Tegtmeyer, is that Nigerian?
German.
Okay.
Believe it or not.
You got a little German look to you. No offense. I mean, it's fine, I guess, now, but
Well, you look a little Jewish, so.
Well, I don't think
Watch
I have
yourself.
any. Not that I know of. I mean, who knows? I really don't know what my background is. Is that bad? I know I'm like some Italian and like maybe some German or something else, but I didn't really look into it.
I could not be less interested in my background. I was
Yeah.
just told I was German.
Yeah.
Like being told I'm a Taurus.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I don't forget it.
Yeah, it doesn't really affect you. I didn't know my whatever sign until like 4 years ago. Like one of Molly's friends asked me, and I'm like, I have no idea. And she looked it up, and I'm a Aquarius, I think.
Yeah, I always get told like once a month at a gas station when I'm buying something, they need my ID. And I still
Sounds about
forget.
right.
Yeah. It's like the difference between empathy and sympathy is just so unimportant to me. I could not care less.
That checks out. But yeah, I don't think any. I mean, one of Molly's friends all into it. She's like, I need to know the exact time you were born. I was like, why? Why the fuck would that ever matter? But apparently it does.
I'm not going to ask my mom that.
Yeah. Yeah, if I don't even know what background I am, I definitely don't know why this, signs mean anything. But what are you going to do? Saw Dave Attell a couple weeks ago. That was pretty dope. My old buddy here. He's one of the best. Have you ever seen him live?
No, in fact, I've seen very little of his stand-up.
He doesn't have a ton out there, really. He's got like a road, I think it's called Road Work. It's like a kind of low-budget thing he did on his own. Then he's got that album, Skanks for the Memories. And I think he shot a new album that's going to be out sometime, but I don't know exactly when. But he's just fucking good, man. He's I saw him in New York 3 months ago at the Cellar, and saw him again a couple weeks ago. Didn't hear the same joke. Like he rattles off so much shit. It's like you don't even remember like most of them, which is I mean, they're all great, but it's just like he's so fucking fast. But yeah. Well, let's get into comedy stuff. I feel like we started around-ish the same time. How long you been doing it now?
I started 9 years ago on the 4th, whatever year that would be.
The 4th month?
The 4th day of this month.
Oh, okay.
I started on my 20th birthday.
Okay. Yeah, I'm 9 years too. It was 2 years before that. I did one open mic and bombed, and then didn't do it again for 2 years. And then I was probably like a month or two before you started, so it was like almost the same time. But 9 years in, didn't you think we'd be further along by now?
I did. I really stopped actively writing like a couple years in because I was like, oh, I'm going to get to host, and then I'm going to feature. And maybe I would have if I just like kept working at the same rate I did the first year, but then I just got depressed. I'm like, this is hard. I'm just gonna come out and drink and see if jokes come to me.
Yeah, I mean, you got great jokes, man. You're super funny, but it's like it's such a grind and it's so fucking hard. It's just people don't realize, they watch whoever on Netflix and they're like, oh, I could do that, and then sometimes they try it, but it's just like,
well, you hear like
a lot of people say it takes 10 years or whatever, but like
we're close.
Almost fucking there. Like, all right, I think we got one more year to hang in there, and then it's really gonna.
No, anyone who's been around for like several decades will tell you it's just like so shitty now. Just like the oversaturation, the lack of clubs. Like Mark Sweeney is like, a headliner, has been doing it forever. He's just talking about like how a month in he was like taken on the road for half the year. He's like, I quit my job like a month in or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck you.
There's so many people trying to do it now. I mean, back then there was, what do you think, maybe an eighth of people that are doing it now, or I don't even know. It's probably like,
and just a lot more clubs.
Yeah, a lot more clubs and a lot more topics too. Like I'm not saying that's always an issue, but like just imagine like 30 years ago, nobody had done a bit on whatever Hot Pockets or whatever that are all kind of done now. But
yeah,
it's a cruel mistress comedy, but you love it, but it's a tough one. But yeah, man, we're pals, but I don't feel like I know a ton about you. You're kind of mysterious. What were you like? You started comedy at 20, so what were you like in like high school?
I think I was a bit of a class clown.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I was like, I think I went to like a private Lutheran high school.
Okay.
And for the first 3 semesters of my high school career, I was like a really good student. And then for the last 3, I was horrible. I had like a 2.5. I just stopped trying.
Gotcha.
One time I just like, I messed around in Mr. Steinbrook's class. He was like the shop teacher. I forgot what I did. And
Sounds like you shouldn't fuck with him. Steinberg.
Called him Stumpy.
So he was missing a couple digits?
No, they were just like all short. I'm not sure exactly where it came from, but he was very stupid.
Okay.
But yeah, he just said go out in the hallway. And then so I spent the rest of the class out in the hallway. And then the next class with him, I walk and he's like, no, just stay out in the hallway. So I spent like a week just
in the hallway.
He just put me in the hallway for like 4 classes just to keep me out there. And then I dropped out after junior year.
Okay. Yeah, you think he would have just
Deerbergs.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's good place. You think he would have like sent you to the office or something instead of just be like, hey.
Well, that happened too.
Well, yeah, but like for 4 days, you think he'd be like, do something or go to detention. I don't know. Stumpy, what are you gonna do? Did you play any sports?
Not well. I mean, in high school at least. My parents just signed me up for cross country, and then I just did it for 3 years. And then I also did tennis. That was about it.
Okay.
I wasn't very good at tennis.
Yeah, I suck at tennis. I've only played a couple times, but
it's very frustrating if you're bad.
I would imagine.
I smashed my racket once.
You're probably just fucked if you do that in high school, aren't you? You'd be like, oh, I don't have another one. Unless the team provided it or something.
It was the end of the season, my junior year, so, I was fine. I didn't need it.
That's not a bad way to go out, though.
If you're going to quit tennis because you suck, you might as well smash your racket.
Yeah. Like, fuck this forever. I'm not even coming back because I can't now. That's not bad. Yeah, I played basketball, and my very last game of like districts, the day before I turned my ankle, this fucking dumb spaz, he was like younger, and he like ran under me, and I stepped on his foot and just rolled the fuck out of my ankle. And then I tried to practice the next day. Maybe it was like 2 days away, but I tried to practice the brace. I couldn't fucking run on it, and I couldn't play. And we lost.
Did he intentionally break your ankle because before you took a shot, you would pretend to call your grandmother? We play horse occasionally,
yeah.
and
at a Westport social.
Yep.
Yeah,
and there's like a 6 foot by 6 foot box you can take shots in.
Yeah, it's like a big Papa shot, but it's just a long. You can't shoot from the side. It's kind of straight on.
Yeah, and you can't go that far back. It's like free throw to like
they
couple
got
feet in front of
shuffleboard
three.
behind
Yeah.
you, so you got to watch out.
So in order to try to make come up with original shots, Jimmy would have very long fake conversations.
Yeah, those got a little elaborate, but
They got a little long.
I think I did win that game, but they would just be like, "Oh, what's that, Grandma? Oh,
Dad's gay."
Yeah, and then I would usually miss the shot on those just because I dicked around too much, but
Thank God, because then I would have to do it.
Yeah, I made a couple of them though. I think I'm up. I don't know. Have you ever beat me? Maybe once or twice.
I think we've at least had a close game. I don't know if I've ever beat you.
We'll have to hit it up again. That's always a good time.
Yeah.
Back to comedy. You're one of my favorite comics to watch at open mic just because, you got good jokes, but you also just do some weird shit. Jungle Law, taping a picture of Hitler to your chest. It's great. So, I guess I'll explain that one too since we explained the horse. But you did probably, 2 minutes and then just lifted up your shirt and said, did you say, have you guys seen this? Wasn't it something like that?
Yeah, I feel like it was a tepid open mic. I was like, I don't like this crowd. So I just brought it up, I was talking with Ronaldo. I'm like, dude, what if I was like, you guys hear about this? And I pull up my shirt and there's a picture of Hitler taped to my stomach. So he's like, yeah, do it. So I'm like, all right.
It was very unassuming. Like, you did it in private, so nobody knew it was under there, even the comics or anybody. But that got probably the biggest reaction from the whole
longest laugh break I've ever gotten. Apparently, Matt and Sean came out from behind the bar to see what was going on, and they just saw people laughing. They had no idea what I had done.
Yeah, you probably had put your shirt back down at that point. So, yeah, that was.
I only have audio recording of that, which is stupid. But yeah, I work the box office here, so I just went to the box office and
printed.
It took 10 minutes because our computer's so slow. We still have a Word document saved.
Okay, nice. In case you want to do it again.
Yeah, but I saved it as Greg Warren door deal.
I can see you now just sitting at the computer Googling pictures of Hitler. You're like, no, not that one. Not that one. That one's too... He's got his hand up in that one. That one's no good. And the one you picked was pretty good.
I did run through a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I told 3 jokes, and the first 2 went well. And I told Ronaldo, I'm just like, the first joke that bombs, I'm just waiting a bit, gonna pretend to get angry, and go, "You guys hear about this?" But I would have been really disappointed if I just for some reason didn't have a single joke bomb, and I just had to walk off stage, not tell anyone I had.
Yeah, you never know how that stuff's gonna go, but I appreciate the chances you take for sure.
I had to walk like a robot the whole time because I was trying to hide it.
You don't want to wrinkle it, or show that it's on there.
I had to use so much tape, and I couldn't turn my torso, so I was I had to turn my legs as I turned my torso while walking, just keep perfect posture.
Yeah, that you should have done video of that one. I would have took it, but I didn't know. But yeah, that was great. Have you ever done something like that where you took a big swing and it just didn't work at all?
Oh, as far as weird stuff on stage, I think I didn't do it this winter, but a couple of the last winters, I did a joke where you'd wear an undershirt and then a long flannel. I'd wear a long flannel with an undershirt underneath it, and then right before I got on stage, I would put the undershirt over my flannel, and then just go up, do a few normal jokes, and then go, "Why are they called undershirts? They should be called overshirts, right?" And that never worked.
I liked it. I've never seen that one, but that's not bad.
I did put a milk crate on my head.
I missed this too, but what was the origin story of that?
Oh, I still haven't gotten paid for it. We were at the St. Charles Funny Bone before the open mic, and I'm in the back corner with Henry Adams and Michael Anthony.
Okay.
And I see There's like a milk crate with bubble wrap and sun tanning goggles in it.
I was there. I went there. I was there early and went on, and then I left, I think, and I saw all that shit. I was like, "What is that stuff?"
There was a note like for Kara or something. Some lady left it.
So it was for someone else's. Were they going to use it on stage?
I doubt that. But I was like, how much? I was like, how much to wear all this somehow on stage? So they both went in 5.
Nice.
And then, yeah, so I think the milk crate, it's not that funny, but like with the sun tanning goggles, like you have tiny holes in the middle, you know?
Yeah.
And they're like red. So through the milk crate, you can just see like red eyes. And I bumped into 3 tables getting to the stage. And then I just wrapped the duct tape, or I wrapped the bubble wrap around my stomach. I had to go into the box office and ask Edna if she had duct tape, because I also had to like tie the milk. I couldn't balance the milk crate on my head, so I had to like put duct tape around the front corner and then wrap it under my armpit and back to the other one, then on the other side. So Aaron Porter helped me.
Yeah, somebody sent me a picture of that. I was like, who the fuck is that? Because I saw that shit over in the corner. I just figured it was somebody that was going to do that or whatever. And then they said it was you. I was like, oh, that's great.
I should have just done like bad jokes for the whole time.
You just did your regular set?
I kind of did regular material.
Well, you can't come up with a bunch of milk crate jokes right off the bat.
No.
And then you had the whole Rock Hudson set. That was
it's a very similar
else.
origin to the milk crate.
Yeah.
It started as a joke because, like, we were talking about kids not understanding jokes. Like, Greg Warren has a show where kids will come, and at the end, he has them tell jokes, and they just don't understand. They might say, like, a horribly racist joke, which they've done. And Joe Lennig, the bartender at Backstreet, was in the wait station. He was like, in 1986, I was 6 years old at Chuck E. Cheese's, and I told 3 Rock Hudson AIDS jokes. And the parents were horrified. So I was just like, all right, $10 for me to do 4 minutes of Rock Hudson AIDS jokes next Tuesday. And 4 people reached for their wallets immediately.
Yeah.
And I was like, I should have asked for more money. But it was fun.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, just being able to write 4 minutes of Rock
I did
Hudson
5.
AIDS. Yeah. I really enjoyed it. It was something else.
My favorite thing was Jake Beckman was there when I was like, all right, I'll do, the week before I'll do Rock Hudson next week. And then he was doing the light, and I just always set my phone to record audio like a table in front of him.
Uh-huh.
And then so like after I get off doing that, he's just like, I forgot he was going to do that.
So he was going next? Or he was following your set? Or...
No, he was just doing the light. But
okay.
I just picked up him like saying he forgot.
Pretty good, man. I can't wait for the next thing.
Yeah, it happens when I don't have any material I'm excited about, which is a lot. I'm just like, all right, what's the stupidest thing I can do? Although I don't do it as often here because I take this more seriously.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's Westport and then like St. Charles, bar mics, and then like, hey guys. That's where I did the weirdest stuff.
Yeah. You can get away with some weird shit at a bar and not care. Like, I've been done some dumb shit at bars, and you're just like, nobody's really paying attention anyway, so,
yeah.
like, who cares?
And I don't care about the manager.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, more comedy questions coming your way. You started here, right? First mic. What made you want to...
Well, St. Louis. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, was your first ever performance here?
No, and I don't really get why people do that. I think you should start at shitty bar mics where there's 6 people.
It's not a bad idea.
Like, yeah, I did open mics several times a week for like a month before I wanted to be in front of a lot of people.
Okay.
And I still sucked then.
That's smart though.
So I was at Crow's Nest. If you ever went to that open mic.
Yeah. Kind of miss it. It was. It
was fun.
It was fun. You get the wild card, and could fuck around there a lot too.
As much as I do miss it, I also didn't go there for the last 3 years when it was still an open mic. That's where I started, but then I stopped going there and then went there occasionally.
Yeah, I kind of did the same thing. I would pop in every now and then, but I wasn't there every week. But That's a good approach. Like, I didn't know what to do, so I just came here, did it, and then bombed, and then didn't do it again for 2 years. But, like, the way you did it's smart. I don't get why people try it for the first time, and they bring 20 of their friends. They're like, I mean, I guess they just ignorant to the fact that it's probably not going to go well.
Well, a lot of people that are just, like, young, confident kids in town, they bring 20 friends. They do very well by audience response.
Yeah,
even though nothing they
all,
say
that's
is
true.
Interesting.
But that second open mic where none of them are there is a real change of pace.
That's always fun.
Yeah.
Because you also get a benefit from the crowd of just every first timer they say it's his first time, and the whole crowd is just, sympathetic. And
no, I think it's great they bring people out, but I wouldn't do that for anything. Just like, gonna try this out. It's
I've never asked someone I know outside of comedy to come out.
I usually
one time my mom I was like, I have a show at Helium. It's probably several years in. I probably could do fine with, like, if I just had to do like 8 minutes or whatever. But it was like something where it's like you're roasting each other, like the rest of the comics on the show are like sitting.
I did that. That show was not. That was tough.
I had one good one, but anyway, I decided to do some. I wasn't gonna do material, so it's just like me trying to roast comics while they're on stage with a microphone.
Yeah.
And then what I did with my time was some weird bit I wrote that day, where I read off a piece of paper, like, something about like this is my grandpa's will or something. Anyway, so I just mentioned that I was doing a show to my mom. And then she told my sister, and her boyfriend came out.
Yeah,
it's probably the worst show you could come out to.
That's not the one you want people to come out to.
No.
I did that one once or twice, and it was just, I hated that format. It's like 4 or 5 comics in the front row just shitting on your jokes, and you would trade places and shit on them too, but I was just like, it's just, and then the audience could heckle you too, and then just like, God.
That's how stupid audience members are. The times I did it, before the show, the comics had to write heckles on pieces of paper and give them to the audience members. That was what.
Yeah, I'm not sad that one's gone, but, what are you going to do?
I did one where it was really fun as far as what the comics said, heckling, but no one ever did well on stage. You could not do material.
Yeah. They had a few of those like weird shows that were fun, like the one that was kind of improvised was kind of fun, or the one that was like the Dirty Show was kind of fun, but like that one I didn't care for at all.
The Dirty Dozen.
Yeah. We only got 6 people though.
Yeah, I know it's too many comics, but it has to be alliterative, so
yeah.
We need 12 comics doing 15 minutes.
Yeah, one guy just did his regular material, and in the green room, this other guy was just like, "That wasn't dirty. What the fuck are you doing?" Sorry, well, whatever. It's all I got.
One time at Helium, it was my profile pic for a bit, but I used to have like Ray-Bans, and I just it was the open mic, I think, and I just had them introduce me as the most dangerous comedian in St. Louis.
I think I remember this.
And then I would just tell the most corny jokes while flicking the audience off the whole time, while looking over my Ray-Bans, so my friend has more lotion than me, and he's always rubbing it in. Hey, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I've seen that before. That was pretty good. And you also had, was it Ass Brown?
Ass Browns. That was Halloween. I think I just found a bunch of stuff. I like to make, whenever you're supposed to wear a costume, I just find a bunch of random stuff and try to fit it together. Like the milk crate. Yeah. My sister got married on Halloween several years ago, and we're all supposed to wear costumes. So I went to the dollar store, and I found Christmas gift wrapping paper and wrapped my body in it, and then hot glued pine cones and marbles to my body. And then I had a night helmet, and I glued a small inflatable globe to the top of it. So her wedding pictures. I wish she looked at them more, but she divorced less than a year later, so it's not as funny as if like I'm ruining all her wedding photos of her husband, but
yeah. Well, he's tried. I mean, you could have just worn a wedding dress. That would have been good too.
Yeah, just show up my sister. Yeah, I look better in this than she does.
Yeah, that's pretty great. I think we're gonna take a break, folks. Be right back with more Spencer Tegtmeyer. Back of the Room has a new sponsor. It's a name you know and love at your local grocery store. He's been making the best quick and convenient canned pasta meals for 96 years and is now expanding to a new product line. It's Chef Boyardee. We all love beefaroni and SpaghettiOs, and now we can all enjoy Chef Boyardee's nuts. Chef Boyardee's nuts come in 3 great flavors: salted, honey roasted, and marinara. Whether you're watching football with the boys or just in the mood for a healthy snack, nothing beats Chef Boyardee's nuts. Grab a handful of Chef Boyardee's nuts and jam them in your mouth. Oh, now I'm hearing it. Chef Boyardee's nuts. That's hilarious. Well, they might have to do something about the name, but it's still a great product. Check it out. Chef Boyardee's nuts. All right, we're back with Spencer Tegtmeyer, sitting in the back of the room, talking about comedy stuff before we took the break, and we're going to get back into it. You write great jokes, great joke writer, but I was kind of curious about your writing process. What could you tell me about that?
Except for the last couple weeks where I have to write for a roast, or when I did the Rock Hudson thing, I haven't sat down to try to write in years.
Okay.
I generally just text myself jokes when I think of them when I'm like driving or talking to other comics.
Mm-hmm.
Talking to the other comics is a great way to come up with jokes.
Yeah. I mean, we've written together a few times, and it does help just bounce an idea off somebody, but I kind of do the same thing. It's like I'll write something in my notes section that's half-baked and then transfer to the computer and kind of write it out. But, yeah, it's just you never know. And sometimes, I'm sure it's happened to you, but you think of something, you're like, oh, that's great, and then you don't write it down, and you immediately forget it forever.
Yeah, you have to text it to yourself or write it down.
You got to do it, because I've done it before. I'm like, fuck, what is that? And you try to just like focus on whatever the fuck you were doing 30 seconds ago.
Right.
And it's gone forever. It's
now
so
I have to
frustrating.
get molested by my dad again so I can remember what I came up with.
Yeah.
I asked him if I could write down. Wouldn't let me.
And then it'll be a suppressed memory, and you're never going to get the joke out of him. Yeah. Yeah, just outside looking in, it seems like sometimes you'll write a lot of great jokes in a notebook, do them at open mics, then lose the notebook.
I've lost several notebooks.
Yeah. You need some kind of backup plan, like, on that, I think. Like, I don't know. I mean, hopefully you just won't lose anymore, but like, it sucks. I'm sure when you lose one, you're just like, fuck, what did I write on?
Yeah.
2 months ago.
I should have a backup. I've kind of backed up like the good stuff from my older notebooks onto newer notebooks, where it's just like an enormous set list.
Uh-huh.
And
you get recordings and stuff too, so I'm sure you got most of your stuff that you like, but I'm sure there was some stuff in there that you lost.
I lost my phone too, so I lost a lot.
Oh, shit.
My recordings go back. I've been doing stand-up again a year, and then I quit for a year before that, and then I got the previous 7 recordings.
Okay.
So I have about a year's worth of recordings spanning a little over 2 years.
Okay.
In my phone. I lost everything else, except for the 3 sets of mine that were uploaded to YouTube. Gotcha.
I hope some dickhead doesn't find all that, and then like a year from now, they're like on the Tonight Show. They're just like, here's all my Rock Hudson jokes. Favorite comedians? How many? You got one? You got a few?
It's so hard to do.
It really is.
I mean, a lot of the one-liners influenced me. Like, I listened to. I think that might be one of the main reasons why I do shorter jokes mostly. Is just because right before I started, I listened to Jeselnik, Stephen Wright, Dimitri Martin, and then later I got into Dan Mintz, who's hilarious. So I think I just like thought that's what jokes should be, and then paid myself into a corner. Just got used to writing those kinds of jokes. But yeah, Louis C.K., Bill Burr.
Yeah,
Louis probably
Louis
my favorite.
Great. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a ton. Like, if you're kind of a joke guy, mostly do shorter jokes and stuff too. And if you pick just top 3 short joke comedians, how about that?
Probably Hedberg, Jeselnik, and Wright.
That's pretty good. I would say.
Dan Mintz just doesn't have that much. He has one album, and I think he quit for a while to like write or like be on Bob's Burgers as a voice.
Okay, yeah,
but he's back into it.
Yeah, I saw him at St. Charles Sweaty Bone not too long ago.
I heard about that. I was in Atlanta at the time, but I would have loved to see him. But
yeah, that's a good top 3. I think I'd probably go Rodney, Mitch, and Dave Attell. But there's no wrong answers here.
Well, I need to watch more Dave Attell.
You really do, man. Like, there's not a ton out there, but like, have you seen that road work thing that he did? I think it's on YouTube, maybe.
Yeah, I did forever ago, but I just forget.
Yeah, any of his stuff that's
he looked
available
very like homeless in it. Like he has a bald spot and he had long hair in that, right?
No, not long hair.
I thought it was like, well, long for him.
No. He's bald.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think he had longer hair.
But he recorded that in like a shit ton of different clubs, right?
Yeah, he would like hand somebody a camera in the audience and like just film me, and then he would have a couple cameras like in the, on him. But pretty great. He's awesome, and I'm hopefully that new thing comes out that I heard about. I don't know when or where, but check it out. What's your best or worst show ever?
Well, one of the worst would probably be the one I told you where my sister
yeah,
and her boyfriend came out.
Probably up there.
Best. One time I got to like do a guest spot in front of Nikki Glazer here several years ago. That was great.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think she's done a show here that's not like at least 280 people.
Yeah. I might have been on that one. I might have been hosting that one because was it Greg and her and
I don't think you were on that show.
People popped in.
I think it was like Greg and Tim.
Okay, maybe that was probably different. But I did something with them where kind of different people were popping in, and she was on it, and a couple other people. But yeah, that's big crowd here, man. You just can't beat that.
Yeah,
it's just such a good room. Any good or bad comedy advice you've got?
I have no idea.
That's a tough one. Like, you don't get a lot, really. I mean, I've got a few nuggets here and there.
No one bothers to tell me what to do.
That thing you're doing with the milk crate on your head, keep it up. Son.
No, actually, that is... So when I did the milk crate thing, Ron Finger, I asked him to video it, even though Henry Adams has been, like, offering to video me like every week for a while.
That's a little suspect, but okay.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't want to deal with it. I'm too lazy. I'm not trying to get like a famous video.
Yeah.
But Ron wanted me to make it a thing. He's like, we could no, it's a one-time thing. I'm not.
Yeah.
He's like, we could get like do like a fake documentary about Milk Crate Man where like, we interview people about him, and then I would have to do several other shows with that attire on. I'm like, no, it's just the Hitler thing, the milk crate. They're funny once.
Yeah,
that
might be the worst advice you ever got. Like, we're gonna do a pilot of Milk Crate Man. Send it into Netflix. It's gonna be huge. No, that kind of shit is funny, man. At open mics, you never know what kind of shit you're gonna see, but that's always like it when you're doing that crazy shit. Laughs per minute. What are your thoughts?
I don't think it's important. I mean, without context, I don't think it's important. Like,
well, it's pretty back of the room talk here, but
it is. But like, I like Jim Gaffigan, but like one of his early albums, he would get like every 5 seconds, like here, just like a laugh that, just a little whatever. So technically, that's great laughs per minute. Whereas Jeselnik could have a 30-second setup.
Yeah.
And then a killer one punchline, and then 30 seconds of laughter. So I think it's more memorable to have really big laughs than a bunch of tiny ones. Obviously, more is better.
Yeah.
You don't want...
It kind of just, I mean, just depends on your style and what you're trying to do. I mean, you do short jokes, so you want to get laughs after every joke. And, but it is kind of, I don't know, it factors in for me when I watch somebody and they do a 5-minute long story and no one's laughing at all until the very end. Like, you need something in the middle there to kind of...
It would have to be fucking amazing, the punchline.
Yeah, but...
You gotta put in small punchlines.
Yeah. It's just different, man. It's just... I've talked to a few people on here, and it's just like nobody does it the same way. Nobody writes the same. Nobody performs the same. And everybody's got their own thing. But it's just like, I don't know why I do it the way I do it or the way you do it. Or it's just like you kind of have to figure it out. But it's just, it's interesting, like laughs per minute and trying to get as many as I can. But you got to make it like work for you, I guess.
I will say if you... keep track of your laughs per minute, you're a queer. Just listen to your set, and feel how good you did.
Yeah, I'm not doing that for sure.
Occasionally, I do look at like how long the laughs are. Like I've had a couple. I've had one 30-second laugh break, and it was from the Hitler thing.
Nice.
And all, and even that wasn't like a continuous laugh. It was probably like 10 to 20 seconds of laughing at the thing, and then it was people laughing at me just like trying to keep a straight face.
Yeah.
For the rest of it.
That's a long time though. With that crowd, like how the whole night was going, and then you got a 30-second laugh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, but it's very rare, because outside of that, it's like I've had a couple 20s. I mean, I don't count all of them.
Yeah. It's subjective, but maybe your next thing could just be building a fake device that says LPM on it, and then you just turn a knob every time you get a laugh or something. It's going to be a pilot with Ron Finger. But all right, man. Are you ready for a segment?
Sure.
Okay. Been trying out some new segments. This one's called This or That. The new segment. Trying it out. Basically how it works, I'm going to give you two different things. One you keep, and the other one's gone forever. So, kind of a rapid fire thing, or if you want to expound upon anything, go for it, but we'll just get into it here. This or that. Ketchup or mustard?
Which one's this? That's very easy. I don't like mustard.
Okay.
I like ketchup.
That's it. That's an easy one. Movies?
Crushed up seeds, right? It's seeds?
Yeah, mustard seeds, I guess. Yeah.
A lot of seeds.
And then is it artificially yellowed, or is that just the color? Because you got brown mustard, you got yellow mustard.
Question.
I don't know. Yeah, that yellow mustard, they got to add something to that because it's so yellow.
Yeah, it's so yellow. Do you think they is brown mustard like they keep a little bit of the shell in or something like that?
I wouldn't
More
doubt
organic
it.
and just
Probably.
not ground up as much.
Yeah.
Or brown mustard. Yellow mustard's very yellow now I think about it.
Yeah.
I bet Heinz is yellowed.
Oh,
Compare it to like an organic.
They gotta be. I only like it for a few things, but hot dog.
Dumpsters.
Yeah.
Don't like mustard.
Yeah. All right. Movies or music? Which one would you keep?
Music.
Okay. No movies. I mean, that's a tough choice, but I don't hate it.
Yeah, it's so rare I sit down to watch movies. I mean, I enjoy them, but like, I don't know.
Who has the time?
Yeah. You can't watch a movie on the way to the Funny Bone.
It's pretty unsafe. You just holding your phone while you're driving like that. That's you don't need that. Whiskey or beer? I know those are your two kind of go-tos. You usually do a Budweiser and a Budweiser and a whiskey.
Well, I'm kind of like the Steve Jobs of drinking, where
You're an innovator.
Well, he just wore to like turtleneck and jeans every day, just to not spend any mental energy on choosing that. Like, do I really like whiskey and do I like McCormick's or 10 High? It's our rail whiskeys.
Yeah, that's not great. It's not a great whiskey.
I just like picked one thing and randomly and stuck with it.
Okay.
So, but I would much rather have beer. So I'd be fine just doing shots of vodka, which would be weird. No one does that. Shots of vodka and beer is what I would switch to, and I'd be fine.
Okay. Well, for the segment case, you're keeping beer.
Yes.
Getting technical here. Taco Bell or McDonald's?
McDonald's.
Okay. I don't hate that. It's got more variety. Parks or museums?
I'd say parks. I haven't been to a park that many times, but 100% more than I've been to museums.
Yeah, I think I'd go parks too, because if there was no parks, it would just be apartments or whatever.
Yeah, I've gone to like play Frisbee in parks. I don't know. I care about parks a lot.
Parks are not bad.
Outside of like, I think I've twice been to what is it called? The St. Louis Museum, where it's basically like a giant playground.
Oh, yeah, the City Museum.
City Museum. Yeah, we played like, I think you would call it like a lock-in, but like in grade school or maybe high school. All these kids, we went there and basically played like, I think it was hide or seek or some like game.
That'd be a good one. There.
It was fucking sick.
That place was cool, man. We went there for a few field trips, but I don't know if you ever ran into a situation where you would like go through a tunnel over here and then you'd wind up at a fucking hole that's like this big and you're supposed to go through it. I was like, fuck this. I'm only 10, but I don't think I'm fitting through there.
You know, honestly, how would you notice if you're like a kid? You're supposed to be going through these like tunnels and caves and down slides. What if you accidentally got into the air conditioning system?
Dude, I think we did that one time. We went we went through this back little tunnel thing, and there was like the fat man squeeze thing, and then we hung a left, and then there was like this door thing, and then I'm pretty sure it was some kind of HVAC system, but it was weird as fuck. But
it's hard to tell between what you're supposed to be climbing through.
It's very
and just like going into the furnace.
Yeah. Maybe they've tightened things up over there. I haven't been there in like 10 years, but back in the day, it was pretty sketchy. All right, you're going with museums.
Parks.
Yeah, that's right. Parks. Fuck museums. Jake Beckman or Andy Hamilton?
I think nothing against Andy. I think I'd go with Jake.
Oh, damn. Sorry, Andy.
I just talked to him a little bit more. But Andy's the nicest guy ever. I was such an asshole. I got into a feud with him.
I remember that. That was pretty good. You guys can smooth things over if he doesn't die. You'll be all right. Cheese or bacon?
Cheese.
Yeah.
Even though I literally have like 10 strips of bacon in my car downstairs in the parking garage. Like, I'm not sure if I want to eat before or after, but...
So, did you cook it at home and just bring it along?
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to be good later?
I mean, I think the lack of water content, it'll last a while.
Yeah, it's kind of
might eat it.
Might be
before
more
the
like
open
jerky by the time you get to it, but it'll probably be fine. I left some chicken last night in the air fryer thing, and I opened it up today, and it was in there. I was like, I probably shouldn't eat that. It's been in there for like 14 hours.
I cooked a bunch of steaks recently, and then I worked Sunday at 4, and I didn't eat anything before I came in. But when I came in, I brought like half a steak wrapped in aluminum foil. I just left it in the box office. And then when I was like, oh, I'll eat this during my shift. Never ate it. Just started drinking. And then after the show, just started drinking. And then I just took it back home with me. And then 2 hours after I got home, I microwaved it and ate it. I was like, I'm just going to cook the shit out of this.
Yeah, that's a gamble for sure.
It's not the first time I've done that.
You should throw it in the little beer cooler thing or back here. And then I don't think there's a microwave here, but you could at least keep it cold.
We do have an oven.
Really?
Yeah, our pizza oven at Backstreet.
Okay.
Very small pizza oven.
There you go. Throw it in here and then throw it in the pizza oven. See what happens.
Yeah, I should have done that.
Boobies or butts? It's a tough one.
Yeah, more of a... So what... But what do the women look like if they're missing... They're all missing either boobs or butts? One's destroyed forever, doesn't exist.
Yeah. And also, I guess you wouldn't have a butt either.
That's a good... I think I like butts more. I said that recently, and then I met someone. And turned me around a little bit.
That's a tough one. Cars or beds?
Cars or beds? Well, I would lose... I mean, I have a car bed. The race car bed.
Race car bed?
So either way, I don't have anywhere to sleep.
You're kind of fucked either way.
Maybe the joke is, if I had to choose between cars and beds, I'd rather have cars, because where else would I sleep?
It's not bad.
Cars. I'll have to figure it out.
You're keeping cars?
They're very useful.
Yeah.
I do make most of my money driving around in a car.
That's true.
I mean, I spent 2 years. Would it count if I slept on a mattress on the floor?
No. Mattresses are gone.
Mattresses are gone.
Yeah.
Futons.
Maybe. No, actually, they're gone too. You can sleep on one, but it's got to be folded up in couch form.
Sleeping on a couch. I would just buy like a really big couch that's as comfortable as a bed.
Okay.
But you know how fucked up everyone's life would be if there was no cars.
I know.
Much as I love beds.
It's a tough one.
I'd probably just buy a bunch of blanket. Like if I simulate a bed. I can't have a mattress. I buy 10 thick blankets, put them on the floor, and then another 2 blankets on top of me.
Okay.
Is that breaking the rules, or is that...
I'll allow it.
Okay.
All right.
I'm keeping cars.
Keeping cars. I would keep cars too. But I would never sleep well, so I would just be fucked. But you got to have a car. I love cars. BJ's or ice cream?
I would keep BJ's.
Okay.
Not much of a sweets person.
Okay. The sun or the moon?
Well,
getting geological here.
You lose one of them, we all die.
Yeah.
You lose the other one. Well, maybe you die more slowly and painfully if we lose the moon.
What would I mean?
Tides.
I'm no expert, but yeah, the tides, and would that affect the polar or the what do you call it? The axis? Possibly.
I don't think it would affect the axis if the moon just literally disappeared.
Okay.
I don't know. It might affect the.
That's the right pick, though.
The Earth might speed up in its rotation, so maybe days would be shorter. I don't know.
I don't know either, but if you don't have the sun, you're
I know one
dead.
thing: we're fucking dead if the sun's gone.
All right. Well, that was the segment, guys. This or that. We got some thises, we got some that's. But you did good. You passed. I've heard you're kind of a rap fan.
Really?
Yeah. Heard you like Tech 9.
I do like Tech 9.
I'm also a Tech 9 fan.
Yeah. Technician?
Technician. Yeah. KC Mo, baby. Went to school in Warrensburg, so everybody's bumping Tech 9. It's closer to Kansas City. But what do you like about him? He's pretty damn good, man. He's underground.
He's weird. He can rap fast and enunciates a lot.
Yeah.
He's almost like a percussive instrument. Like he hits the syllables so hard when he raps fast.
Yeah.
He also just says fun things. He's like a lot of rappers where like I liked them more when they were younger and not sober, I mean, he's not sober now. He still drinks and smokes weed, I believe.
Yeah, but
he used to be fucking.
Yeah, I mean, there's a window. I mean, it happened with most.
Your early stuff's your best.
Yeah, with most, music artists, like their earlier shit is usually better than. I mean, there's certain situations where it's not the case, but I know what you mean. But yeah, he's great, man.
He will say nonsense.
Oh yeah.
He'll say complete nonsense in order to rhyme 5 syllables at the end of the lines for like 20.
You got a favorite song?
Oh, I don't know. It's been so long since I listened to him.
And Chris Calico.
Chris Calico.
Pretty solid.
He does, it's a great song.
You heard that?
Who You Came to See. Chris Calico does the.
Okay.
It's off of Angelic, his first kind of album.
Okay.
Or his second album, depending on if you count.
I'm sure I would know it if I heard it. Have you heard Titties by Chris Calico?
I don't think so.
It's pretty good.
Have you heard Areola by the 816 Boys?
Yeah.
A good.
Yeah, pretty solid.
Ooh, Areola. It's like I think it's like just a kind of like a sketch / joke song where Tech, Chris, and a couple other people are the 816 Boys.
That's pretty great. Yeah, I put some Tech-9 on our wedding mix, and I went over to the DJ like, I don't know, an hour in. I was like, hey, man, can you play some Tech-9? He's like, yeah, I got you. So I walked back over to the dance floor or whatever. He's like, all right, this one's going out to the groom by request. And then it's just, I'm a player. Like, all right, probably not appropriate at my wedding, but...
No. It's a good song.
It's a great song. It might have been on the mix, but I didn't know he was going to call me out and say I'm a player. But, it's a banger.
And you didn't request that song. You just requested Tech-9.
Nah, there's a few on there I'm sure he could have picked, but, what are you going to do?
Caribou Lou.
Yeah. What are you going to do? Shout out to Tech-9. Love to have you on the podcast if you want to make the trip over here.
4 hours, Tech.
Yeah. It's not that bad. I just had to do it last week, I'll
so
pick
why aren't
you up.
Here?
Yeah. Oppenheimer. We saw that in theaters on the mega screen. Pretty damn good. Did you watch the Oscars?
No.
I didn't watch them either, but I did see that it won a bunch of awards. Did you see that?
No.
It won like Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor.
Best tits being burned by a nuke.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if that happened, but there was like a lot of tits and then
I thought that
people getting burned.
Yeah, Florence Pugh got, it's a shame that she didn't win Best Tits in a World War II movie. But besides that, I think I won a lot of awards, and it was pretty good.
Yeah. I'm sorry you had to pee for like the second half of the movie.
Did I pee a lot?
No, you just like, at the end we left and I was like, I liked it more than you did. And you're like, well, it's a 3-hour movie, right?
Oh, yeah. Maybe I held it. And
you said you had to pee for like the last 2 hours of the movie.
Okay. Yeah, that rings a bell now. Now, I liked it a lot, but that never helps. Like, that was one where I didn't want to leave. There wasn't really like a spot in the movie where you could just go take a piss.
How was the movie? It was so good I had to hold my penis the whole time.
And it wasn't even because of the tits. I just really had to piss. No, it was pretty good, though.
I ate all my popcorn in the first 10 minutes so I could hold the basket.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to check out another movie or play some horse soon, I guess. But
I'm down.
Yeah. Always good hanging, man. Where can the people find you? You got your Facebook and your X.
And my X. I technically have a Twitter.
Probably all over X.
I technically have an X and an Instagram. Although I have one post on my Instagram. And other than that, I just use it to check out a car manufacturer I like.
Okay.
And my
which is?
sister's Koenigsegg.
That's a good one.
And sometimes butts. And my
you
sister's
did pick butts
page.
in the segment, yeah.
Yeah. And then my sister and I will message each other on Instagram because my phone doesn't receive text sometimes. And it's the same with Twitter. Like I posted a couple jokes on Twitter like 6 years ago, and I have not touched it.
All right.
So you can
probably a Facebook man. Just look him up on Facebook.
Look me up on Facebook. I'll make it public because I won't accept your friend request. Comics are so annoying about networking. Like I just get so many requests from like people.
Yeah.
80 mutual friends. Like I don't know you.
I hear you, man. Well, thanks for being here.
Yeah, it was fun. Thanks for the drinks.
No problem. All right, everybody. That's the podcast. Spencer Tegtmeyer, appreciate you being here, man. Always a pleasure. I'll see you around at the
I'll see you in 2 minutes.
A couple minutes at the open mic. But yeah, thanks everybody for listening and watching and hanging out in the back of the room.